Paint Clue, Part 2. Hunter, tell her about the bent-over guy. That was a long story, and when Hunter came to the part where Miss Whitterick got angry and upset, the librarian exclaimed, "I can't believe that! She's not like that." "You know her?" Rusty was amazed. "Yes, I know her. I've known her for years. She comes to get books for herself and the professor. She's a very nice person." Hunter just shrugged. "She must be hiding something, or she wouldn't have slammed the door in my face." Mrs. Purcell shook her gray hair. "I can't believe she would be involved in a crime. There's just got to be another explanation." "I think we should go out there now and hunt for missing bikes," Rusty suggested. "We can't," Hunter objected. "If she saw me snooping around, I think she'd call the police." "Then what do we do?" the redhead demanded. "And when do we eat? I'm hungry." "Me too," Hunter said with a grin. "Let's go to Pontiac's Lookout, eat our sandwiches, and then hunt for the hideout. I know dozens of old buildings and empty barns that the thief could use." "Okay," Rusty said, jumping to his feet. "I'm all for that." After eating, they spent the afternoon combing the west side of the island for the bikes. It was good they could look forward to supper and the movies, because they had no luck at all. At last, they rode down to the beacon light, and Rusty urged the older boy to stay. But Hunter said he wanted to go home and put on some clean things before supper. That gave the redhead an idea. "Say, I never thought of it before. But how do you manage laundry and all that without a mom?" "It's easy," Hunter replied. "There's a laundromat here in town. That's where I've gone for years. So long, I'll see ya." When Hunter came back to the hotel later as a guest, at first he felt awkward and out of place, but Rusty and Mr. Hammergren greeted him warmly. Jancy was already there, wearing a pretty dress and a ribbon in her hair. Mr. Hammergren led the kids at once to the dining room, to a round table by the windows looking out over the lake. "Ooh, this is neat," Jancy squealed. "I feel so grown up here." Laughing, Mr. Hammergren said, "How old are you?" "I'm a teenager," she said. "I had a birthday 2 weeks ago." As soon as they were seated, Mr. Hammergren said, "We don't have to bother with menus because I already ordered our dinner. I hope you all like steak and french fries, salad and rolls." The two guests grinned their approval, but Rusty said, "What? No dessert?" "That you can choose your own," his dad promised. Jancy turned to Hunter. "Rusty said you had an exciting time yesterday chasing the thief on a green bike. Tell me what happened." Hunter's story was so fascinating that when the food came, Jancy began to eat without even thinking about it. When she heard how Mrs. Whitterick had shut the door in Hunter's face, she cried out, "Oh no, what happened then?" "Nothing. Absolutely nothing," Hunter replied. "Rusty told me about the paint clue and finding Ivan Schmidt's name. That made Jancy sit up and take notice." "I have seen that name somewhere recently, since I came to Mackinac. I wish I could remember where." They tried to jog her memory, but did not have success. "It is frustrating," Mr. Hammergren admitted, "but don't give up." After being quiet for a while, Jancy said thoughtfully, "Maybe I could talk to Miss Whitterick. Maybe I could learn something that would help you." Rusty laughed. "How in the world would you meet up with that lady? Even if you did, it wouldn't do any good." "Want to bet?" Jancy demanded. "I could ride that way tomorrow and stop in for a drink of water. Mom said I could get a fence post. Mom says I could get a fence post to talk to me." "Miss Whitterick is not a fence post," Hunter warned. With a lift of her chin, the new teenager said, "Well, I would like to try anyway. You never know what I might discover. And I'm going to keep looking for that Ivan Schmidt, too." "Good for you, Jancy," Mr. Hammergren said. "I think the boys need all the help they can get." Hunter was quick to agree. "We do. So far, we have more mysteries than we started with, and no solutions." As soon as they had finished dinner, they walked to the little movie theater on Market Street for the early show. It was a comedy that had them laughing until their sides were aching. It was dark when they came out again. Black storm clouds were racing across the sky. They returned to the hotel for Rusty to get his overnight things and sleeping bag. Then the kids walked their bikes to keep pace with Mr. Hammergren as they all escorted Jancy home. At the door of the Cragmore house, Jancy thanked Mr. Hammergren for dinner and the movies. Then she added, "Hunter, thanks for the bike. Without it, I would have missed all this fun. Rusty, if we go swimming again, I'll teach you how to dive without making a flood of water. And don't be surprised if I help you solve the mystery." After the good nights were said, Mr. Hammergren walked downhill alone, and the boys rode off towards Center Island Road. never guessing what might lie ahead. Dun dun dun.